Okay, so all right, so Isabel, if you could please submit your poster design, that would be great. Unless it didn't upload or something, just let me know. Um, Tyler. All right, Tyler. Okay, right. Good bones, good bones, good bones, man. All right, so we got this great. Is this Din? This is great. This is great. Okay, you've got this black and this white. Great. This typeface can probably be smaller and these can be bigger. So let me get a little brush. This can be bigger. These. This I'm not sure about what's happening here. I see. So we want to take into consideration crap. Contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. So if you want to do something with this black background behind type, I would make it repeat a few times. So you could apply that to these headers as well. Or possibly another option, I don't know. What if you took what you could do, another option you could do, that's one option. Another option is you could take this whole thing here, this whole header with the black, and you could turn it sideways, maybe, and put it here, like along this side. Actually, it'd probably be wider than this, but you could have it in all caps going up the side, which could be pretty cool. I can't, I don't see your grid here, but I would follow the grid. So it might be up to like here, and you could have a big, huge, mid-century, modern design header. Yes! Yeah, I'm kind of into that, as you can see. Din is a fantastic typeface. So you can really do a lot with it. Now, the way that if you decide to do that, Tyler, you can take all of these. If you make the text smaller, you'll be able to fit it into the grid within this space. Now let me think. Do we want the chairs to be at the bottom? This guy, we want to make sure he fits in, obviously, and then you want to make sure that these line up, the tops and the bottoms. And ideally they would be like all the same size, but it's just not going to happen. I mean, because this chair is so wide and this chair is so narrow. So, yeah, that could be pretty cool. Like, what if you had this on the side and then you had the black background here? These should probably be aligned. I would have the left hand side of this R align with this. And then these would be a little bit bigger. Alignment's good. You could even give yourself, see how much space you can maximize, because we don't want it to feel cramped. And then, yeah, I think it's very good. I think it's very, very good. I like this. Good job. If you can do 2 iterations, that would be great. It's always good to have a comparison point. So normally what I do is I'll make several iterations, even if it's just, I'll have one here and then I'll have one here, and then you can see all the different ways that something changes. Yeah, another option you could do is you could make the whole background black, and then you could have the text all white. And then maybe these could be in a, I don't know, maybe choose a shape that you feel represents this mid-century modern period. So I'll leave that up to you. If that's a square or a circle or a different shape. I don't know if you want to do like hexagon or anything, but that might complicate things. But and then you have this line here. which is interesting. And you have this line here. I would think about repetition again. I might think about your use of these horizontal lines because I feel like you're going somewhere with this, which is great. I mean, one thing you could do to continue if you decide to do the mid-century modern design headline vertically or horizontally rather, vertically. You could continue that and take your lines, make them dotted or possibly a percentage of black, like maybe 50% black is probably too light, but play around with that. So, you know, maybe black and really thin or just a regular weight like this. And yeah, you see what I'm trying to say. Keep it subtle. That's what I'm trying to say. When you squeeze these in and make your type smaller here, hopefully you can maximize this space, and then you would be able, like if you can make this wider, the space in between each of these while using your grid, you could even have, you know, a dotted line in between each of these, you know, or a thin, you know, and maybe that would, you know, help to lead the eye down, and then you'd have all these vertical lines playing. And then, you know, you'll have all this space at the top so you can shift everything up. So you'll have plenty of space. And, you know, maybe these are really narrow columns. That could be really super interesting. So play around. Very cool. Very cool. All right, Thomas. All right. Zoom in. So I see you've shared, Thomas, your whole screen. Okay. Just gonna zoom in a little. So next time, please, if you can, export a PDF because it's going to be a lot easier to judge the design. Okay, so I see what you're doing here. Interesting. Crap, contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity, hierarchy. These are the things we want to talk about. Let me grab my little. So I see you have some kind of arc going on here. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool because you have this. I really need to see a PDF. So as soon as you can send that, please do. I can't really, it's a little hard to see this because it's low res because it's a screenshot, but thank you for sending it. One thing you could do is if you repeat this curvature, that could be interesting in contrast to these very structured grid alignment situation here. You know, maybe you have the names happening here instead. You know, I don't know if that's going to ruin your thought process there, but that is one idea, and that gives them a little bit of a header. Or maybe you could even put them at the bottom, which would be interesting. And then I wonder if you could somehow continue the curve down here, like maybe, or maybe it would be opposite, like maybe it would go in the other direction, and you could have some kind of, you know, a line or a shape, possibly, or if that would be overkill, I'm not sure, because you have this like beautiful simplicity happening here. This is good. Maybe we could make it a tiny bit larger to fill the space. And then we want to make sure that, I think the bottom of this chair might, I don't know if that's the way the image is, or we want to make sure these images are, you know, 100% seen within their space, and then also roughly the same size. So I would make sure that I'd also, you know, be curious, once you move these things, it might feel a little empty here. So another thing you could do, let me switch the color of this pen. But like, why, when I switch the color of the pen, instead of doing this thing at the bottom, maybe you could have, just have this area be a color, or this could be a line. And then you would see the chairs against this line. It could be a subtle line, it could be a bold line, I'm not sure. And then you'd have the chairs with the curvature, this super structured thing. And then maybe there would be another subtle line at the bottom so that the whole thing would, I don't know if it'll work, but I don't know, play around, do a couple iterations if you can. The text looks pretty good. The text looks pretty good. Just, maybe put this is not the dummy copy, this is your actual research, but I would include, maybe add some paragraphs here, give it a little bit of breadth. And then we don't want to have widows, so I would put, either track this out by like, maybe 3 or 5 points, and then put this on the next line. So yeah, interesting. I would love to see a PDF so that I can comment more closely on the type. But it seems fine. This could use a little bit of styling. I think it's a little bit nondescript to me. So I might think about that. Maybe this could have an underline. No, it's boring. Don't do that. I would think about this. Do you want it to be on 2 lines? When you move Marcel Brewer down here, do you want it to be bolder? Do you want it to be thinner? I would kind of make this a little bit of a statement, and ideally it would be related to mid-century modern, which I'm not totally getting right now. So maybe think about that. Once you make this bigger, you might be able to do this in all caps, and either keep it at the same size. Yeah, I think you could keep it at the same size. But I would also, that could be one version. Another version could be in possibly a different typeface. I would love to see that. So anyway, thank you. It's great. It's great. All right, let's see what we got here. Jason. Oh, Jason sent me an InDesign file. Jason, I will have to, please send me a PDF. I really need to see PDFs. Destiny wands. Okay. Destiny, please send me a PDF so that I can comment on this, because the links will not be included with the InDesign file. Okay, great job, guys. Great job. Really a lot of positive progress happening here. So let me end the video. If I can manage that.